Sattvik live session. Namaste and a warm welcome to today's Sattvik live cooking session of the Yoga Institute and from the Yoga Institute. Wishing all our viewers a very happy Makar Sankranti today. Today is a very auspicious day. It's one festival that's celebrated all over India. So a happy Pongal, a happy Bihu, a happy Lohri, a happy Khichdi, and a happy Makar Sankranti to all of you all. So today we are here at the Sattvik dessert session. What are we making today? So we are making three sweets. Sattvik desserts means three sweets which are on Sattvik level. The first dessert is our beetroot balls. Second will be Chiku Halwa. And the third is Tilde Laddu. Of course, today, because it's Makar Sankranti, we cannot finish our session without the til and the gud. As in Maharashtra, we always say, til gud kya, god god bola. Eat sweet and be sweet. Today is such an auspicious day that today we actually mark the start of the sun going towards the northern side, the Uttarayan. It is also a day when and our days get longer and nights get shorter. It's also a day which marks the start of festivities. It's a positive and a happy day. On today's day, we generally light fire. We burn all our negativities in those fire and start with the positive note. As we all have seen 2020 as a very, very tough year, the COVID year. But this year, we all are very hopeful. We have seen the positive news coming around. We've seen the vaccine news coming around. So what better day of today, Makar Sankranti, to learn some lovely Sattvik desserts. Now, before I start, I would want to know what you mean by Sattvik. And does desserts also be Sattvik? Well, yes. Sattvik means anything which is freshly made at home, which is cooked freshly, which is without preservatives, and very easy to digest on the stomach. And today, the dishes that we are making are absolutely healthy, easy to digest on the stomach, and very, very light on your, and no preservatives, of course, no preservatives. So let's start with our cooking session. The first dish that we are making is beetroot balls. Now let me make you go through the ingredients first before we start. So for that, of course, we are going to take beetroot. So here I have kept beetroot, 1 cup boiled. We have around 8 to 10 dates soaked. For this, we need coconut, grated coconut. We need some poppy seeds, or जिसको हम बोलते हैं खसखस. Now, there are some dates which I've kept raw. So you can see the raw dates and the soaked dates. The dates can be soaked for 2 hours. 2 hours prior date soaking is absolutely fine. All right. Now, how do you make these beetroot balls? It's one of the most easiest dessert to make. This is a beetroot. So we need to grind the beetroot as well as the soaked dates. How do we grind them? We grind them in a mixer and make a coarse form. So this is the coarse beetroot date mixture. We are definitely not using our refined sugars. We're going to use dates and jaggery for sweetness. And believe me, you won't even realize that you're not using the real sugar or the refined sugar. As we all know, refined sugar is not that healthy. It should be actually used minimal or no sugar at all. Even if you are fond and some dishes need sugar, go in for the khadi shakkar or the shakkar which is the mishri wala, that mota mishri wala. So let's begin with this. So I have some grated mixture here which is already grinded to the beetroot and the dates. Let me put it in this bowl for mixing. Now there is grated coconut. Let me take around same quantity. So it's the same quantity. If you're taking 1 cup beetroot, it's 1 cup grated coconut. If you're taking half cup, it's half cup. It's 2 cup, it's 2 cup. Dates are around 8 to 10 soaked dates. In 8 to 10 soaked dates. All right. So fine. So it's for 1 cup recipe, which is 8 to 10 soaked dates. Let me just mix this mixture nicely. So once you mix this, of course, we all know the benefits of coconut, beetroot, dates. Coconut is a lovely food item. It's a very, very sattvic food item. It has immense benefits. It manages your sugar level. It is also good for removing strains or stains from the body. So suppose you have got an injury or you have a mark on the body. If you have coconut, a grated coconut, little bit every day, you will feel and see that your marks start to reduce. So people and young children or young girls who have a little bit of acne marks and stuff like that, you should give them grated coconut every day. You will see that the marks start to reduce and the face starts getting clearer. So this is our mixture which is ready. Now let's make some bowls. I'm going to add a little bit of elaichi powder, which is the cardamom powder. It gives a lovely flavor. Elaichi is a very cooling stuff. It's a very cooling ingredient or a cooling spice. It's very, very nice. In fact, it's a lovely thing to drink elaichi water in the night. It calms down your mental system. So if you feel that tomorrow is your child's exam or you have an important meeting or stuff like that, just boil one elaichi in boiling water, make it half and drink it. You'll feel a sudden calmness coming into your head. So it's a beautiful, again, an ingredient as spice to be used. Beetroot, we know, is very, very good. Beetroot is very rich in antioxidants. It's very rich and very high on hemoglobin. Let me put this here. All right. So, of course, so if you are running low in hemoglobin, you should also, I'm going to make these balls along with chatting with you. So, like this. So, once you have the mixture, which is nice and coarse, you can make these beetroot balls like this. Okay. Now, I have little khaskhas, as I mentioned in the start. I'm going to put it in the plate. Once I have put it in the plate, I'm going to roll these balls in the khaskhas. Now, poppy seeds, of course, have their own benefits. It's very, very, again, high in calcium. Now, watch this ball. If you can see it, it's rolled in the poppy seeds. It gets soaked in little time in the poppy seeds. I'm going to place them here. Let's make some 6, 7, 8, 10 balls along with chatting with you. So, as I was saying, beetroot is amazing in antioxidants. It's very, very high in hemoglobin. So, it's one food or one vegetable which we must consume at least 5 to 6 times in a week to keep our blood purified, hemoglobin levels nice. Now, those people who have low in hemoglobin, they can just boil one beetroot, chop it, put a glass of water, add a little good, and boil it. Have the beetroot separately after boiling and have the water separately. It's very, very high in hemoglobin and iron. So basically, girls who have lots of flow and feel weakness around periods time, this is a very good drink to have. You can add lemon, you can add turmeric, you can add lemon, you can add pepper, you can add salt and just make it really tasty. As we make our beetroot balls, nice small balls. You can again shape them the way you want to shape them. We've shaped them as the balls. Nice circles. It's lovely to look also at. So it looks very beautiful. If you serve somebody, it looks very beautiful, very inviting to eat. Sattvik doesn't mean that it's not tasty. It's something which should be nice, attractive, as well as tasty. And these are a few recipes which are definitely tasty. It's very good for everybody, all age group. It's not that some people cannot eat and some people can eat. Everybody can eat. So this is one more ball which I'll make. All right, here we finish off. We'll put this aside. All right, just a minute. Okay, now you can also put in a toothpick, so it becomes easier to pick up. So just a toothpick and it becomes like a starter dish. So a beautiful toothpick to hold the beetroot balls, and here they are. Absolutely easy, to make and delicious to eat. That's your beetroot balls. Yeah? Hope you like it. Please make it and do give us a feedback as to how did your family and you enjoy the beetroot balls. Keeping this aside till we prepare our next dish. All right? Khajur is also a very good dry fruit which should be eaten in this season. Winter actually marks the entry of a lot of foods which we generally don't eat on an everyday basis. So winter is a fantastic season to eat. And since it's winter, you will see most of the foods that is getting made is heat producing, like til, like we have gond ka laddu, like we put poppy seeds or khaskhas, which is also heat producing. Since the season allows it, we must make use of that time and eat all those good foods. As they always, our dadi nanis always said, सर्दी का खाया हुआ पूरे साल चलता है. मतलब whatever nice food, the heavy loaded food that you eat in the winters, the health that you get from it, the benefits that you get from it goes on for the whole year. So the methi ka laddus, the gond ka laddus, the til ka laddus, all these savories, they are amazing. So don't look at the weight, but look at the food. Let's start now with the second dish. For the second dish, we are making Chiku Halwa. Now, I have used Chiku, but we can use any fruit that you want. So let me tell you, let me make you run through the ingredients. You can use also a pineapple, you can use apple, you can use any other fruit, whichever you are fond of. Generally in the south, we see this pineapple halwa, very common, the meetha bhat and the khara bhat. All right, for Chiku halwa, we need 1 cup of suji, rava. So I have kept 1 cup of suji. We need to roast it to light brown. So this is the roasted suji, the light brown suji. Along with that, we need 2 chopped chikus. That can be any fruit, but right now it's chiku because of us it's the season and it's a very beautiful fruit, very, very good fruit. So chiku chopped, 2 chikus chopped. Then I have good as the sweetener. Now in this case, we need very little good. So it's actually 1 cup suji, 1 cup chiku, and we need only 1/4 cup of good. Why? Because we all have a lot of natural sweeteners already in our place. So we don't need too much sugar content. So 1/4 good. I have little cashews and raisins. काजू एंड किशमिश हम थोड़ा उसको रोस्ट करेंगे जस्ट टू गिव दैट फ्लेवर. रेजिन्स का अपना एक फ्लेवर होता है, एक अपना स्वीटनेस होता है, एक नेचुरल स्वीटनेस है, तो इसलिए इसमें स्वीट क्वांटिटी बहुत कम जाती है एंड इट्स स्टिल वेरी टेस्टी. देन आई हैव लिटिल कार्डमम, दैट इज इलायची. ये पाउडर नहीं है, इलायची को छील के इसके सिर्फ दाने निकाल दिए हैं. सो वी गोना पुट द रॉ स्पाइस, इट विल गिव अ डिफरेंट फ्लेवर. Now I have little strands of saffron. Again, I said saffron is very good. Again, it's heat producing, but it is amazing. Saffron is very good to clear your skin texture. So people who are little, with whose textures are little imbalanced, you can always have 2, 3, 4 strands of saffron milk, and it's going to make a marked difference in clearing your texture of the skin. So try saffron and half cup water. So let's begin with our chiku halwa. So before, when we are, while we, of course, I forgot the main ingredients, 2 cups of milk. As we know, milk is also a natural sweetener. If you go to see, everything is natural sweetness. There is no added extra sweetness at all. Let me begin. So I'm going to put on the gas. In this, I'm going to put 2 cups of milk. Sorry. Half cup of water. The gur or the jaggery that I have removed. So let the jaggery melt into the halwa or into the milk. I'm going to also add the cardamom. As I said, we're going to put it inside the cooking so it nicely gives up the flavor. Saffron, we'll put it later. So after putting all these things, we're going to allow it to come for a boil. You will see that in some time, Once it starts boiling, you can always change the consistency by adding little water as we start making the Rava Halwa. We're going to also put the chikus into the milk. So they will start softening as soon as the milk starts to boil. We allow it to boil. Till we get the milk to boil. Now, Rava Halwa is also a very good. Rava, as we know, suji, is an excellent light food. So in yoga, we use a lot of Rava. We use a lot of Rava in the form of uttapams, in the form of appams, in the form of upama. You will see in a lot of places Rava is used in all different forms. Rava is like when you're not wanting to eat anything heavy and you want to substitute it with something light and nice. We make Rava Idlis. So there are like enough and more recipes made with Rava. Till our milk comes to boil. Now, if I wish, I could show you all, it becomes slightly brownish because the gur is melting. So when it starts melting, it becomes brownish and nice. So today's session is more on the sweeter side, of course. Why? Because today is a festival day. It's Makar Sankranti. I love this festival. Why? Because I just love the til and the gur. Til is generally used only in the month of January. You'll see most of the time we either use it in our theplas or stuff like that. But in around the whole year, nobody uses much of til and gur and laddus and chikkis and all that kind of a time. So every season has its own importance, and til and gur has its own importance in Makar Sankranti. And since childhood, we've been seeing this festival getting celebrated in a very, very grand way, whether you're in a small town or a big city. But you're always celebrating it with friends and family. I can see that the milk is coming to the boil a little bit. We let it boil for a little more time. You see, in South India, they use a lot of pineapple in the same, the recipe remains almost the same, but they use pineapple. Even that's an amazing fruit. You can use seasonal fruit, anything, as I said. You can also make an apple halwa. Nowadays, we hear a lot of smoothies getting made with banana, with berries. This is a beautiful season again for the strawberries. You definitely can't make a strawberry halwa because the milk and strawberries do not go too well when it's boiled. You can make smoothies out of strawberries, but there are certain fruits which do not go well with milk. So please take care of that, that whatever fruit you're using goes very well with the milk part. Now it's turning brown. A beautiful brown color is coming. It's coming of the gur as well as the chiku. You'll see that the chikus also start softening as you start cooking it. All right, here we'll wait. Once the boil comes nicely and full, then we'll add the suji. So this food actually becomes very rich in calcium, very rich in antioxidants. Chiku, they say that you should not use in case if you are diabetic, but in small quantities, it's fine because Chiku also balances the sugar. Not many know that. Chiku balances the sugar. It's definitely not to be consumed in high quantities, but a little bit of Chiku is not harmful. As they say, a little bit of mangoes are also not harmful. A little bit of Chiku is nice. And this hardly has any quantity of Chiku. I'll just wait for it to boil it nicely. Now we can add a little saffron, because when you add saffron in hot milk, it gives a very nice color. So let's add little saffron. So along with the brownish color, you will also see the element of the saffron color coming in. And the flavor and the aroma. The aroma of gur, aroma of chiku, the cardamom that we have put, and the gur. The aroma of gur. Of course, one thing I would like to mention, that the gur that you use should be organic gur. Please do not opt for the white gur or that little light yellow gur. Always go for the dark brown, non-refined organic gur. They are more sweeter also. So even a little quantity is good enough for you to make your dish. Plus, this is more healthier. Do not go for the refined white goods. They are more sugar and less, more of just completely white. It's like using white sugar. So try not to use that at all. Now our milk has come to a good boil. Always go for organic good. Now I'm going to add the rava into it and try to make it a thick paste. So go slow with the rava. It should not make balls in the kadai. Keep boiling it, keep cooking it. Keep stirring it continuously so that it becomes nice and thick and viscous. If you feel that it's getting very viscous, then you try and make it a little, you can add a little water. I'll just see how it becomes as it starts cooking. Till now it's fine. And we are sorted. So good, give it a nice boil, 2-3 boils. Let it become little viscous. Very good. The rava should फूलो, जिसको हम बोलते हैं ना रवा फूल जाना चाहिए. जब हम रोस्ट करते हैं वो सिका हुआ रहता है. जब हम इसको अच्छे से बॉईल करते हैं वो फूल जाता है. Rava should फूलो nicely. It should become fuller. Wonderful. It's giving a lovely aroma. It's giving a lovely color. And the chunky pieces of chiku is amazing to see. Just cooking it a little more. I think we are almost done with the Chiku Halwa. Now I'm going to keep this aside little for a little while till we make the tadka of it. Okay. So here we are. It's pretty hot, so I'll try to keep it on this. No, I'll leave this. Sorry. Okay. Now we roast the ghee and make a little tadka. Of course, ghee is an amazing food. Please do not stop eating ghee looking at the calories. Ghee is an amazing lubricant. So I'm taking around 2 teaspoons of ghee. Please use ghee nicely. Please give your children a lot of ghee to have. On your rotis, on your parathas, in your dals, use more of ghee instead of butter. Ghee is an amazing substitute to butter. Even if you need to butter something, like you make butter corns and all, right now we get nice sweet corns. Use ghee, salt and pepper and see you will not miss the butter taste at all. So whatever it is, try and add a little salt to the ghee and you will get the butter flavor along in the ghee itself. You will not miss the butter part. Ghee is an amazing lubricant. It's very much needed for our entire muscles, bones and joints. It's only when we eat good amount of ghee that our face shines, our body is healthy and lubricated. I'm adding all the cashews and the kishmish to it. Now within minutes, I'm seeing that they are getting roasted. So roasting them. Wonderful. You'll see the raisins coming out, nicely fulling up. The cashews fulling up. This is the ghee and the cashew and the raisins tadka. Now we're going to add a little bit of it into the kadhai of our Rava Halwa. And little we are going to keep it as a topping. So here we are. Little bit I'm going to add inside this. The ghee flavor with the kishmish and the kaju. It's wonderful. You can just smell the aroma of freshly brewed ghee. So mixing it a little bit so that it gets blended, the ghee gets blended into the Rava Halwa. And now let me just plate it up. So here is the bowl for Chiku Halwa. ये डाला हमने इसमें. Here, you can go a little less on it. And now we're going to put the rest of the added tarka. So this ghee, when you put it on this, oh wow, it's like sizzling and it's amazing. It's like when you're making hummus and you put that little olive oil on it and it just gives an amazing flavor. It's exactly the same way. I'm going to keep this aside. I'm going to keep this aside and show you this. You can also top it up with little saffron strands, just generally kept. It looks beautiful and it's yum to taste. So it's fully loaded with so much of raisins, cashews, chikus. It's amazing. So you have to taste it to believe it. So let me keep this also aside. Now we go for our third dish. Our third dish is, obviously, as Makar Sankranti, as I said, we are going to definitely have one til item, and here we have til ka laddu. Now this is til. Let me first make you go through the ingredients of it. It's very simple, very easy to make. Just 3 ingredients and you're sorted. I used to always think that til ka laddu is some very difficult task. But when I actually made it, I realized it's the most simplest thing to make. We just need til, we need singdana, that is the peanuts, and we need gur. That's about it. Now, we need til and singdana and gur in equal quantity. So whatever quantity you want to take, I have taken around 1 cup, 1 cup, 1 cup. You can take half a cup, half a cup, half a cup, 2 cups, 2 cups, 2 cups. Whatever you are taking, you have to take in equal quantity. So before we start, we'll just put the gur for boiling to make the chashni. All right, I'll just remove this so that I can use the gur in this. All right, here we go. Now, how much water to put when you're making the gur ka chashni? Very little water, because if it's too much, it will become soggy. If it's too less, it will become kadak. So that's the only tricky part. So I'm gonna add the gur. I'm gonna switch it on, and I'm gonna add little water. We'll go slow with the water. We'll see when it starts melting how much water is needed. While the gur is getting melted, let's try and see what and how we need to do it. Now this is peanuts, which I have kept it kacha, but then you have to seko it. So seke हुए सींगदाने ऐसे लेने हैं. सेक के रखना है, not ज़्यादा कड़क, बहुत काला नहीं करना है. सेकने के बाद आप देखेंगे कि उनका छिलका हम उतार सकते हैं. So after that छिलका उतरा हुआ सींगदाना रखेंगे. After that, we have to grind the singdana. So not very barik and not very coarse. So the medium singdana. If you see, it's completely medium. It's not very into a powder, and it's not even very big size that will come in the mouth, or it will not be able to make the... All right. So till the gur is boiling, and it's giving good boils now. We'll wait for the chashni to happen. Right. Here I have taken til. तिल को थोड़ा सा रोस्ट करना है, हल्का ब्राउनिश करना है, बहुत ज्यादा ब्राउनिंग नहीं करना है, बिकॉज जितना ज्यादा ब्राउन होगा उतना फिर वो तिल थोड़ा डार्क कलर हो जाएगा. Again, if you are fond of something which is a little more on the sekawa side, then you can roast it, but otherwise a little brown is fine, because til already has its own natural color. It's not completely white. It's little off-white and brownish side. So when you roast little bit, it becomes just perfect. and it starts to crackle. So it's an amazing crackling sound which comes. Now, after doing this, I'm going to grind the till. How much? Again, one churn. So here is the grounded till. Now, if you just don't take care of that and you just, the grounding becomes little more and you'll see that it becomes like a powder. So make sure there's just one churn, because as the roasted till is already very, very easy to crush. So once you crush, make one churn, and here you are, and here it is. Absolutely perfect, and not very powdery, not very till tight. So this is a mixture of both till and seengdana. Here it is. Our chashni is almost ready. Good melt हो चुका है. थोड़ा अच्छे से मेल्ट करेंगे. All right. So I'm going to take a big plate and mix both of them. So you are going to mix both the till and the peanuts. The powder has to be mixed properly so that you can straight mix it into the bowl that we are doing. So a good mix of till and seengdana powder. Now let's make the chashni is ready. I'll just switch on the gas again. In this also you have to start adding little bit of it. Slowly and gently, little bit of good added and keep stirring. So keep stirring it till it becomes a little coarse chashni type of a thing, which can be made. Here it is. Oh, sorry. It shouldn't become very, very tight that I can't make the laddu. And it shouldn't be loose also. So just a perfect chashni of the til. Very nice. And here we are. It's ready. Ouch. Just stir it nicely. See that whether it's become completely tight. If you feel little also that little less good or little water is there, please boil it. Complete consistency. Yes, and here we go. So if you can see the consistency, it's maintained like this. As it starts cooling, you will feel it's become a little more solidified. You just stir it in the hot pan for a little while. Now, tilka laddus are made little hot. They have to be taken in little hot, because if you make it little, if you just leave it for a little time, it बिखर जाएगा वो पूरी तरह से. तो थोड़ा सा हम इसी में churn कर लेंगे. थोड़ा चाशनी को और thick होने देंगे. Sesame seeds are very rich in calcium. So try and add sesame to your food every day. Like if you're adding tadka to anything, add sesame. When you're making theplas, add sesame. Once in a while, may put roti में sesame डाल के खाना चाहिए. So you can even do it that way. I think we can add a little more boil to it. Little more hard and it will be good. And here we are. Perfect. Now we have to allow this mixture to cool. Now you can also make tilka chakki. It's not necessary that you have to make a tilka laddu. You can also go in for tilka chakki. You can go in for tilka laddu. You can also make any shape and size of this, as we made of the beetroot balls. So let me just cool it down for a little time, because it's just too hot to make balls out of it. Let's just cool it for a little time. We generally use water to make the tilka laddu because it's supposed to be made hot and it's very hard to make it hot. So you can also make it into a chakki, which I'll form a chakki also and show you. You can just jamao it like this, like a chakki, and also make it into balls. We just wait for it to do. So chakki is very easy. We can make a tilka chakki. I'll just put little bit to cool down to make the laddus. All right. And here is the chakki. So both options are always available. It can also be added as a shira. So if you make it the chashni a little more softer, you will feel that you can also make it into a shira. I'm just dipping my hand in cold water to make a laddu because it's very hot. So let me just find a plate to plate it. Here we are. Even the tilka laddus can be added with a toothpick. Here we are. So a little water in the hand just allows you to bear the heat of the laddu which we've just made. If you let it cool down, it may just sprinkle and bikhro. So बिखरने से पहले हमें तिल के लड्डुओं को बनाना है. जैसे जैसे ये ठंडे होंगे इसकी चाशनी टाइट होती जाएगी और ये लड्डू कड़क होते जाएंगे. So here we are. As I said, I even made this a chakki kind of a form. You can also put it up in a proper plate and do it. Now it's got a little cool, so I don't need to use the water. Otherwise, I would have needed to use the water. Here we are. Tilka laddus, very nice sweet, very light sweet. Okay, so let me just show you both the versions. Chakki. चक्की को जब हम ये ठंडी हो जाएगी, कड़क हो जाएगा, तब हम इसको कट करके स्क्वायर्स में, ट्रायंगल्स में जैसे हमको कट करना है वैसे हम कट कर सकते हैं. So these are your tilka laddus, both the variations. So let me show it to you on the screen. This is our tilka laddus. Again, very nice, little nice light brown color. Beautiful blend of peanuts as well as til. A beautiful blend of good peanuts and til. Which many a times we eat tilka laddu, which are like hard like stone. It's very hard to break them. So make sure that your laddu is not hard. If it's hard, it's very difficult to eat. It's actually as good as you don't feel like eating it. The moment they are soft and chewy, it is very tasty. It's very nice. And it shows that the blend of all the mixtures has happened. So make sure that your chashni is little perfect. Sometimes when the chashni is little up and down, it does get either soft or hard. But make sure that it's a little better. If you feel that they are hardening, add a little water, make a little more chashni and add it to it. So these are our tilka laddus. If you see, they're pretty soft, and as they will cool down, they'll become proper, perfect, eatable, and you should be able to bite it with nice soft teeth also. You don't have to really put pressure on your teeth when you're making that or when you're eating the tilka laddu. So these were our very easy 3 desserts, Sattvik desserts. As we saw, beetroot balls, Chiku Halwa, and the tilka laddus. They're amazing to eat, amazing to taste, very, very nice, very healthy, and very easily, things which can be made very easily. So we don't want to spend too much time in the kitchen, but when we want to, it's like very simple, very easy. Just chop 2 chikus, make a chiku halwa, grind the roasted peanuts and til and make the tilka laddu, and beetroot dates boiled and grinded, and here the beetroot balls are ready. So please enjoy these savories, try your dishes, and let us know the feedback of how it was. I hope you enjoyed the session, how much I enjoyed taking it. Thank you. Namaste.